We did it. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. Well,
Thank you for having me here.
thank you so much for coming. Welcome to our audience. This is an interview that we will probably use with both our Full Circle Wellness Tools website and also with Chronic Wellness Tools. So I'd like to invite you in and introduce our tribe to you. This is Ashley Donovan, and she has been an incredible support to not only our campaign to spread chronic wellness and develop the mobile app, but just in general in showing up on our tribe and coming to the Facebook party. And so I'm excited to have you here and to talk a little bit about the work that you're doing in the world. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
It's great
Thank
to
you.
have you. So tell us a little bit about your story, and then you can tell us a little bit about how that evolved into your business and the work that you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've always been very interested in health. So this is something that stems back from when I was a teenager. I knew what hydrogenated oils were before any, I think 10 years before trans fats were labeled on any bag. And at the time when I was calorie oriented, I knew, what calorie content of everything, an apple to Triscuits, everything. So I've always had this curiosity for health and food, but it really wasn't until I became pregnant with my daughter 4 years ago that I really felt moved to make this my passion. And it wasn't until my daughter was just about I decided to go back to school to become a health coach.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing experience. And, I thought that my food issues were done when I decided I was going to become a health coach. And it turned out that with the stress of moving and being in school and having a 2-year-old and all of that stuff, I started to emotionally eat. And I would find myself hiding in my kitchen, like stealing cookies and cinnamon rolls after a tantrum that my daughter had, either because I was looking for energy or I was looking for comfort because I didn't know how to handle her big emotions at the time. And I was all alone in this new city.
Yeah.
And that's really when I discovered that was a part of me that has been in my life consistently since I was a young child, since I was 8. I can remember the first time me emotionally eating. And that's when I decided that I really want to help people with this challenge, because it can really overtake our lives and destroy our confidence and our self-esteem and just the way that we show up in the world. Even my mothering has changed, just dealing with it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So that's so interesting. So you came into your wellness career only to have it resurface, and then I'm guessing you were able to develop some of your tools that you use with your clients around your own experience. So tell us, where do you start with a client? And it's an issue that I think we can all relate to, and it's something that I don't know. I almost feel this word like it's real, Ashley. Like food does make us feel better, right? So,
Yeah,
so
and it
how do
does.
you tell yourself that this isn't okay when the reality is that we're trying to care for ourselves in some way? So how do you navigate that?
Oh, well, a big first step is awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness is key. And then we talk about different ways to sort of fill up our toolbox
Yeah.
of other things that we can go to when we're aware of how we're feeling.
Yes.
But that awareness has to come first.
Yes.
And then we have a choice. We can either say, okay, I am needing relaxation and rejuvenation. I'm going to go take a warm bath.
Right.
Or we can say, I'm going to eat this cookie because that's going to give me this nice relaxation and rejuvenation, and it's quick and easy, and that's what I'm going to choose it. And if we choose it, that's okay. We know why we're doing it. And it's really that awareness so that way food no longer controls us and we're empowered to make choices in our life instead of feeling like, I just ate a whole pint of Ben and Jerry's. I couldn't stop. I don't know why I did that. I feel so powerless. It's really taking the power back into our own hands.
Yes.
And having awareness of why you're doing it. Because we all do. And food should be pleasurable and enjoyed and celebrated. Absolutely. So it's not necessarily giving that up. It's just having awareness over it and choosing.
Well, awareness is my favorite word, and we develop apps for exactly that reason, trying to give people a tool to see themselves in a new way and to understand their patterns and to remove themselves from maybe the emotion of feeling blame or shame and just kind of, I mean, like you said, the first step is seeing yourself and just seeing what's happening and not pretending it's not happening or denying that it is happening. Because I think that's where the shame hides. And so,
oh yeah, the shame loves to hide there.
Doesn't it? And so, so aside from using a fantastic app, what are some of the ways that you help your clients with that awareness piece? How do you help them step outside the issue so they can see what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I have a whole set of guidelines, not rules, but guidelines. Meaning that we really eat only when you're hungry, I mean, like when your tummy's growling and really just feeling the sensation of what it feels like to be hungry.
Yes.
I mean, do we even know what it feels like to be really physically hungry these days?
Right.
I mean, food is thrown at us like every 2 hours, I feel like. It's just, we forget what it's like to physically feel hungry. So eating when we're hungry is a great first step of awareness over whether or not it's an emotional need or physical need. Also stopping when we're full. And I would even say not even full, satisfied, because full sometimes means beyond, beyond full. And that allows you to have awareness while you're eating and just, okay, does this taste good? Am I enjoying this? Slowing down and really eating mindfully. And that includes without any distractions. So I tell people to turn off the TV, have non-anxiety producing environment. So if you're having a conversation with someone in front of you, try to make it light and nice and not anxiety producing or stress producing. And I also highly recommend that my clients do some form of meditation, and that can really be whatever it means to them. So that could be journaling. It could be dancing mindfully, walking mindfully, just listening to music, just taking a moment to just really quiet our mind so that way we can really learn to practice this listening to ourselves and having this awareness. Definitely. And meditation is such a great way to do that.
Those are all there's so many gems in what you just said. Those are so many great tools. And it sparks a thought for me. One of the things that we see with people with chronic illness is when we do start to build some of this in and we do slow down, of course, that's where you create space for healing and change to come. But that's also where you hear maybe for the first time where those wounds are, or that the dinner table was a stressful place when you were growing up, or that you are modeling or you're taking after someone who modeled for you, eating the bag of cookies because that's how we dealt with stress. And so how do you help people navigate the kind of, there's some rough points that can come from awareness too, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about like blame that could happen, right?
Yeah, or just scary stuff that's hard to look at.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And so that is when we really look to that's the toolbox.
That's the toolbox, okay.
The long baths, or the meditation, or the going for a walk, or maybe even getting a massage, or calling a friend.
Yes.
Calling a friend is huge, invaluable. And making sure that it's a trusted friend that can really hold space for those deep, dark times. And we all have to be wise on which friends can do that and which ones can't.
That's so great.
And be really mindful
of that. Which ones just will jump into the Ben and Jerry's with us.
Or feed into the emotions and really make us feel worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the awareness and then the choice and then the toolbox really allowing you to have tools at your fingertips to make different
Mhm.
and better choices that you feel good about. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
And the toolbox is really whatever it is to my clients. It's
Yeah.
an individual basis. So we really go deep in discovering what's going to comfort them when they're needing comfort, what's going to, make them feel excited when they're looking for excitement and that kind of stuff. It's really a unique process.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like about your approach and that resonates so much with the philosophy and mission of my work is the power of a shift or a reframe. And you wrote a beautiful blog post recently about kind of shifting that perspective. And I wondered if you would share that a little bit with us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. That is a huge piece to this whole equation is really, either changing what you can or changing our minds and
Yeah.
really looking at it differently. And so yeah, so I had just written a blog post about being a size 10 health coach. And I thought I had to be a size 2 to do this work in the world. I really did. That was the story that I told myself over and over and over again. And that really kept me from playing big. And it was detrimental to my body image, to my confidence, to everything. And then I finally realized that, hey, I actually enjoy my life as a size 10. Every time I've been a size 6 or a size 8, I've really gotten there in a very unhealthy way,
Right.
very unhealthy ways at sometimes. And just realizing that at a size 10, I enjoy my life.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm at a size 10 comfortably because I'm not overeating. I'm not eating out of, boredom, sadness, or, whatever else emotions I'm trying to cover up.
Yep.
And I know that I'm eating foods that I love and that my body loves.
Yeah.
And if I'm a size 10, that's to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
and I do. I love that message so much, and I loved the blog, and I love just the concept of granting ourselves permission to be exactly who we are,
Yeah.
and that can go hand in hand with striving to even step into the next step of where you want to be, but it doesn't have to do with the size. It has everything to do with how you feel. And I
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
Value is not in our size, our dress size. And even there, I was hoping too that it spoke to some people that maybe were killing themselves to be a size 2.
Yes.
Or maybe that are a size 2 that wish that they weren't.
Yes.
I mean, it's really for all
Yes.
women to just embrace the size that we are.
Absolutely.
And the size that we're happiest at, and to know that I'm consciously choosing to be this size because this is where I feel my best.
I love that. That's so
yeah.
great.
And then again, it's that choice, that empowerment, which is I'm all about empowering women. So
I love it. Well, I'll make sure to link to that post because it was so fantastic. And I'll encourage everyone to keep an eye out for your blog and the great work that you're doing in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. But I love to sneak in a question at the end, which is if someone is watching this and they could just do one thing that you think can really be opening the door to change and wellness in a person's life. What is that one thing that's your go-to thing you'd love to share?
Support.
Yeah.
I think that finding support in whatever way speaks to you, for me, it's been sisterhood. Finding a group of like-minded women that are in a process of growth and not in a process of wanting to stay stuck, but really wanting to change their lives and really wanting to grow. And that has been the most amazing thing for me. And I find that it's been the most amazing thing for the people around me and for my clients to just have that support of people that really want you to be your best, to really succeed, to really shine, to really grow, and to really show up in the world. And when you have people that support you in that courageous and brave, tough work, because it's tough, you'll soar. And it's just amazing. So find a coach, find support, find find this app, find just any way to just dive into some form of support and then grow it from there.
Oh, that's such great advice. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I want to thank you again for raising your hand and being such a great cheerleader in support of the projects to spread chronic wellness. And I know we'll be collaborating in the future. And,
Yes.
and thank you again so much for coming out today.
Thank you. I love what you're doing, Lindsay. So thank you. Keep
Thanks
it
so
up.
much. Okay, take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
You too.